What's up? UFC Critic back again. I'm here to review UFC 71. I want to make it, relatively quick. I got a big video coming up about the MMA ranking system on MMAweekly.com. I have a lot of opinions on that, and I'll try to make a good video about that. But as far as UFC 71 goes, it was an awesome event, I thought. A lot of good fights. Let's get right into it. They showed Jeremy Stephens versus Dean Thomas. That was a pretty awesome fight. Jeremy Stephens, flashy young kid. Dean Thomas, always the veteran, getting him in that nasty armbar. That was beautiful. Just textbook right there. So that was a good fight. I believe that wasn't on the main card. But all right, what do we got here? All right, Caleb Starnes, Chris Lieben. Pretty much, I thought Starnes might finish it in, somewhere in the second round, maybe early third round. Went the distance. You got what you get out of Lieben. He's going to throw fights, he's going to throw punches. Certainly not going to throw fights. But at the end of the day, if you're well versed at you have a ground game, you can stand up and block punches, back up, move away, and sprawl. You can stay away from Lieben. You can stay away from his heavy hands. He's very unorthodox on the feet, but if you, Caleb Starnes just proved himself to be the better fighter, although I wasn't, ridiculously impressed by Starnes. He did enough to win the fight. I thought he handled himself quite well on the feet. And, he was just the better fighter. So, good fight. And I don't know if we're going to see Lieben again, He does put on some decent fights, but he doesn't win many of them. So he's in trouble. He's got to win a fight. This fight I picked, Houston Alexander to knock out Keith Jardine. I picked that on my predictions video. I saw the fight that Alexander had. He's just crazy. His punches are ridiculous. He's a horse. And he did just that. Now, I got lucky in that prediction. But it wasn't a total just lame duck thrown out there. Houston Alexander's for real. Now, if he's tested by somebody who can withstand those punches, which I don't know many that could, but somebody that could, use a ground game on him, work, try to do something with that. This fight, Keith Jardine, he didn't do anything. He came out with that weird gorilla shit, and Houston Alexander wasn't having it. He wasn't getting punked. Jardine talked a lot of shit about him, and just kind of seemed like he was this big star, big fighter because he won one fight against Forrest Griffin, and that's MMA. Anyone can beat anyone. Anyone can lose. And Jardine got his ass handed to him. Now he's got to go back to the drawing board as far as Houston Alexander. Let's see him again. That was exciting. So if he keeps doing that, he's gonna get a title shot. All right, where are we at? Josh Berkman versus Parisian. Parisian, awesome, just unbelievable. Those throws, those judo throws are unbelievable. And like his song at the end, it's a little bit of showmanship, but he's kind of. I don't like showing up guys like that. Berkman is what he is. It sounds like just stealing from what everyone else says, and it kind of is. But it's true. If you don't have to be an expert fight fan to know that Berkman he's got okay stand up. He's very good on the ground. He's a good wrestler, but he's not great at anything. And Parisian is just at a whole nother level. Parisian was picking him apart, standing up. He doesn't want to get into a wrestling match with Parisian, in my opinion. And Parisian just outclassed him for 3 rounds. So good fight for Parisian, and hopefully he gets a title shot. We'll see what happens. That loss to Diego hurt him, but we'll see what happens. Good fight. Terry Martin versus Salivary. Terry Martin kind of looks like Mike Tyson, kind of sounds like him too. It was way quicker than most people expected, but that's what happens. Short, stocky guy, got some power. You step into his wheelhouse, that's what's going to happen. Not much to say about that, and we'll see where Salivary goes from there. Terry Martin moving on up. And here we go, Chuck Liddell, Quentin Jackson. I got this one wrong. I thought Chuck was on too much of a roll. I didn't think that Rampage was the fighter that he was a couple of years ago. I was wrong. I was right about that, actually. He's better. Um, and the fact of the matter is, Rampage did what he would do if they fought again today, tomorrow, next week. Uh, in my opinion, Rampage has the perfect style to match up against Chuck. Chuck likes to, move around, dance around a little bit. You saw Rampage kind of show him up, and then Chuck went in for a punch. Um, when Chuck was dancing around, Chuck likes to move, so we'll see what happens as far as a rematch, part 3. But, I don't see it going much different than that. Pretty much, Chuck was outclassed by Rampage. Bigger, stronger bull took the fight to Chuck. That's how you beat Chuck. Chuck could beat anybody at 205, but I don't know he could beat Rampage. I wouldn't be afraid as far as Wanderlei Silva or anybody like that. But Rampage is a horrible matchup, and hopefully we see Rampage and Tito. That's what I really want to see, because I think Tito matches up much better against Rampage than Chuck does. We all know matchup makes fights. I think Chuck has earned the right to get a title shot right away. It's not going to happen. They're going to build it up. But I don't think Chuck wants a piece of Rampage, and I think Chuck knows that what would happen if they fought again. It's just, I don't think Chuck, as much punching power as Chuck has, he's not taking out Rampage. You got to hit him too many times, and Rampage is going to hit you first, knock you down, take you down, if it goes that far. So, good fight altogether. We have a new light heavyweight champion of the world. It's going to be awesome. Rampage has a great personality. He's a great face for MMA, and see where it goes from there. Take it easy. Peace.